كتاب أنزلناه إليك مبارك ليدبروا آياته وليتذكر أولو الألباب.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. In this episode, we're going to shed some light on ayah number 35 of Surah Al-A'raf, chapter number 7, in which Allah the Almighty is addressing all the children of Adam. Ya bani Adama, imma ya'tiyannakum rusulun minkum yaqussuna alaykum ayati faman ittaqa wa aslaha fala khawfun alayhim wa la hum yahzanun. Which means, O children of Adam, if messengers come to you from among yourselves, relating my verses and my signs upon you, then man ittaqa wa aslaha fala khawfun alayhim wa la hum yahzanun. Whoever fears God and distance himself from any disobedience and then mend themselves to do good deeds, then in this case they shall not be afraid of anything, nor shall they encounter any grief in the future. We have a lot of things to address in this beautiful ayah. Number one, the ayah talks about the messengers from among yourselves. So the prophets of Allah the Almighty are going to be all human beings, not from among the angels. Because of that, in Surah Al-Isra, Allah the Almighty said, وَمَا مَنَعَ النَّاسَ أَن يُؤْمِنُوا إِذْ جَاءَهُمُ الْهُدَى إِلَّا أَن قَالُوا أَبَعَثَ اللَّهُ بَشَرًا رَسُولًا. What prevented people of being rightly guided and accepting faith and following the right guidance after it has come to them, has been delivered to them by the messengers, except their objection? They say that أَبَعَثَ اللَّهُ بَشَرًا رَسُولًا. How come that Allah sent a human being as a messenger from Him? So the Almighty Allah replies to that by saying, قُلْ لَوْ كَانَ فِي الْأَرْضِ مَلَائِكَةٌ يَمْشُونَ مُطْمَئِنِّينَ لَنَزَّلْنَا عَلَيْهِمْ مِنَ السَّمَاءِ مَلَكًا رَسُولًا. The ayah 94 and 95 of Surah Al-Isra. So Allah the Almighty says, well, if those who are living on earth were angels, then we would have sent to them angels like them. But because you guys are human beings, so our messengers unto you are human beings likewise. The beginning of this address, of this ayah, Ya Bani Adam, is actually as discussed in two other positions in the Quran. Since Allah the Almighty punished Adam and Eve and sent them down to earth after they ate from the forbidden tree. We have once in Surah Al-Baqarah and another beautiful ayah in Surah Taha and this ayah of Surah Al-A'raf. In Surah Al-Baqarah, Allah the Almighty says, قُلْنَا اهْبِطُوا مِنْهَا جَمِيعًا. So Allah is using the royal we, Allah the Almighty said to Adam, to Eve, and to Satan, اهْبِطُوا مِنْهَا جَمِيعًا. All of you go down to earth as means of punishment. فَإِمَّا يَأْتِيَنَّكُم مِّنِّي هُدًى فَمَن تَبِعَ هُدَايَ فَلَا خَوْفٌ عَلَيْهِمْ وَلَا هُمْ يَحْزَنُونَ. And whenever you receive guidance from me in the form of messages presented by the messengers, then those who shall follow my guidance, لا خوف عليهم ولا هم يحزنون. They shall not be afraid, nor shall they grieve. The fear is normally concerning what will happen in the future. What will be our fate? Are we going to heaven or otherwise? And the grief is concerning the past. So those who follow the guidance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they will not encounter depression, they will not encounter fear, they will not encounter any grief, simply because they are on the straight path. And this is also presented in the ayah that we're studying now, 35, chapter number 7. فَإِمَّا يَأْتِيَنَّكُمْ يَا بَنِي آدَمَ إِمَّا يَأْتِيَنَّكُمْ رُسُلٌ مِّنكُمْ, from among yourselves, يَقُصُّونَ عَلَيْكُمْ آيَاتِي, relating my ayat, my revelations on you. فَمَنِ اتَّقَى وَأَصْلَحَ فَلَا خَوْفٌ عَلَيْهِمْ وَلَا هُمْ يَحْزَنُونَ. Whoever is righteous by avoiding whatever Allah has forbidden, by avoiding anything that would anger Allah the Almighty, will incur His wrath and anger. Then aslaha, by doing the good righteous deeds, they will be successful. They will not encounter any fear nor grief by the leave of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Look also into the third reference of Surah Taha. And in this reference, Allah the Almighty is addressing Adam and Eve. When He said, قَالَ اهْبِطَا مِنْهَا جَمِيعًا, so He addressed them in the dual format. Both of you go down from heaven, descend from heaven to earth. بَعْضُكُمْ لِبَعْضٍ عَدُوٌّ. You're going to be enemies to one another. You as human beings are enemies to Satan because he's your enemy. إِنَّ الشَّيْطَانَ لَكُمْ عَدُوٌّ فَاتَّخِذُوهُ عَدُوًّا. Satan indeed is an enemy to you. You should treat him as an enemy. He begged Allah and he requested from Him to respite, to give him a respite, to prolong his lifespan until the Day of Judgment. And he was given that. Satan and his offspring devoted their lives to mislead human beings. بَعْضُكُمْ لِبَعْضٍ عَدُوٌّ. You're going to be enemies and opponents to one another. فَإِمَّا يَأْتِيَنَّكُمْ مِنِّي هُدًى. How can one spare himself against the whispers of Satan? How can one recognize what is right from what is wrong, knows what is the truth, the guidance, the revelation of Allah, the messengers delivering the message of Allah. فَإِمَّا يَأْتِيَنَّكُمْ مِنِّي هُدًى فَمَنِ اتَّبَعَ هُدَايَ. In Surah Al-Baqarah He said فَمَنْ تَبِعَ. Here He said فَمَنِ اتَّبَعَ هُدَايَ. Whosoever follows my guidance, فَلَا خَوْفٌ عَلَيْهِمْ وَلَا هُمْ يَحْزَنُونَ. They shall never encounter any fear nor any grief, simply because their life will be happy. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in the ayah of Surah Taha, فَمَنِ اتَّبَعَ هُدَايَ فَلَا يَضِلُّ وَلَا يَشْقَى. Whoever follows my guidance shall never go astray nor suffer of any distress. On the other hand, وَمَنْ أَعْرَضَ عَنْ ذِكْرِي فَإِنَّ لَهُ مَعِيشَةً ضَنْكًا. And whoever turns away and gives his back to my reminder and to my guidance, does not accept them, then his life shall be miserable. وَنَحْشُرُهُ يَوْمَ الْقِيَامَةِ أَعْمَى. And he will be gathered on the Day of Judgment blind, because he turned away deliberately from the guidance of Allah in this dunya. May Allah the Almighty show us guidance and make us among the truly guided one. Ameen. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.